my books for December. Was looking for a specific book and I cannot find it. Hello my lovelies, welcome back. My name is Viry for those of you who are new here. I feel like I have not picked up my camera in a really long time, so I feel a little bit awkward at the moment with it, but we'll kind of get into it. I'm sorry I have been gone for the last 2 weeks. I needed a break from literally everything. I needed a moment to rot and just be with myself and not focus on work, not focus on YouTube, not focus on any of my creative outlets. So I did take a break from YouTube, and I also just took a whole week vacation from everything else. And now I'm back. I feel refreshed, I feel energized, and I feel ready to end the year strong. We're gonna go ahead and start again with a bookish vlog. As you all saw in the title, I will be getting my books for December. So this is my TBR vlog that I normally make. I have a few books at home, and because I did have such a hard time with like everything, like I said, I needed a moment to rot. I needed my brain to kind of just reset. I did not finish my TBR from last month, so I do have my 2 Kindle reads that I do want to read for this month. So I'm not going to pick out from my TBR jar, but I do want to go get my book club book, which is only 1 book club this time around because the other book club, same page as me, we kind of were just very busy with life. We decided to extend November's book to December. Anyway, long story short, we're gonna go ahead and do all of that. I am going to go to a coffee shop today because I just want to treat myself to a matcha and a little pastry and some reading time with myself. I haven't done that in a while, and I just want a little bit of a date with myself. And then when we get back, I'll show you all my book haul and the books that I have at home, and it'll be great. We're gonna have fun. This is going to be fun. That's about it for the intro. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get started with this video.
Your best friend, love of your life. I can be selfish, trying to be kinder, always forgetting, needing reminders, but I'll always be there when you need me. 'Cause I know that 2 things can't be true. 'Cause I get so confident yet confused. So I'll let go to live in between who I am and who I wanna be. Maybe I'm incomplete and a messed up masterpiece. Know everything and nothing, a childish 20-something with my pros and my cons, my mistakes and my flaws. Don't have it figured out yet. I'm a work of art and a work in progress.
Okay, I'm back and I'm losing light, so we're gonna do this really fast, okay? As you all saw, I went to Barnes & Noble and I also stopped by Target because I was looking for a specific book, and it's my only book club book, and I cannot find it. I looked online for the local bookstores that I have that are not nearby but still within driving distance, and they were also out of stock. So what I ended up doing instead was I ordered it through Amazon, and I ended up getting Good Spirits by B.K. Borson, and it's going to come in later in the week. So just wanted to start off with that one. We'll go ahead and jump onto the book haul. I ended up getting 2 books at Barnes & Noble. The first book that I got was Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This is the 3rd book in the Boys of Tommen series. I really liked the first 2 books. I loved Johnny and Shannon, so I decided I wanted to continue the series. I got the sprayed edge one. There was one without the sprayed edge and there was one with the sprayed edge, and I love that it says their name on here. So this is the 2nd book in my December TBR. The other book that I got at Barnes & Noble was actually a recommendation from y'all, and that is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is supposed to be like a thriller sci-fi book, I think. I don't know if it's sci-fi necessarily, but definitely more of like a thriller book. I did find it in the thriller section. I kind of hate that it has like this built-in sticker. This will be a nice kind of break in the books that I have because, as you will all see, they kind of are all romance books. That is on purpose because I was in a bit of a reading slump. Like, I was reading very slow, still enjoying the books, but not as much as I would have. I really just burnt myself out in October. That November was just such a chill kind of vibe when it came to reading. In order to keep on reading, because even though I had this like reading slump, I still really wanted to pick up a book, I decided decided I'm going to read romance books. Those usually really help me kind of just consume things and not really think too much about it. Let's talk about the books that I have at home next. One of these books I've had for a year and I'm finally gonna get to it, and that's A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sarah Simone. This was a gift last year and I decided to wait until Christmas season came around again to read it, and here we are, finally picking this up. I'm going to assume this is like a cute little rom-com. It says Merry Little Meet Cute, so there's going to be some kind of meet cute in there. Excited to read it. Ah! The sun is setting! The next book that I have at home that I will be reading is one of the books that I got last month. It was one of the free books that I got, which is Promise Me Always by A.L. Jackson. From just like the small little blurb up here, not the whole thing, it says, "The single dad, fake engagement, small town romance filled with angst and spice." I wanted a spicy book, I wanted a romance book, so I'm finally gonna pick up one of these books. I specifically picked up this one and not the other one by the same author because of the single dad trope, which I really like, a single parent trope. So next in our TBR. And then finally, I got this book I think back in October, but I'm going to go ahead and read the second book in the Into Darkness series, and that is Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. This is the book that comes after Lights Out. I wanted another masked kind of romance, and this is a biker one, and y'all, the obsession I had with bikers when I was in high school was real. Like, holy crap, I was obsessed, and to this point I still want a motorcycle for myself. I will one day. You will see me riding a motorcycle. Anyway, spicy little book. As you see, I have a bit of a theme going on with like spicy books. I know that's gonna help me just enjoy myself, especially during a time where there's holidays going on, there's socializing going on, and I feel a little bit burnt out and I don't want too much thinking. I did want to pick up The Poppy War for December, but I realized that with this reading slump that I have going on, I need a break from serious books, and I feel like I'm going to love that book a lot and I want to give it my full attention, so I'm going to push it for January instead. And I'm getting off topic. So yeah, these are my physical books. I once again skipped my Spanish book. I realized I was gonna have too many books at home plus my Kindle books. I really will start reading in Spanish again, I promise. I also just was not prepared and overwhelmed by the choices that they had at Barnes & Noble this time. And then I have two books on my Kindle TBR that I picked up for November, as y'all saw in my previous video, but did not get to, and I really want to read both of those books, so I'm going to tack them on to this month's TBR and hopefully I get to them. And the first one is The Shadows That Listen by Louisa Carmody. I believe this is going to be a bit of a fantasy book. It's a little bit of a break between my usual contemporary romance novels. However, if it's too complex, now might not be the time to read it, so don't be surprised if I DNF it because I do want to give it a fair shot. And then the last book on my TBR and another one of my Kindle picks from last month that I will be tacking on to this month is The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis. This has been in my Kindle TBR for quite a while as well, and I really do want to get to it, and it just seems kind of interesting. I think it was fantasy, maybe romantasy again, and once again, if it's a very complex world. Oh, the heater's on. Hold on, let me turn that off. Once again, if it's a very complex world, I'm not going to read it right now. I'm going to DNF it until I can pick it up for January or February. I just know myself. I know that reading anything too complex at the moment, I'm not going to be able to get through it right now. I need fast and consumable. I need either things that are going to suck me in right away and then be a little bit more character depth, more world building and stuff like that, over very slow books at the beginning, which I absolutely adore, but I just don't need that right now. In fact, I was a little bit nervous about this one, but I feel like, again, a thriller will help break all of the romance that I'm reading this month. Anyway, TBR, going over it really quick because, I don't know, I forget and I know I just said it, but just to say it one last time. On my Kindle, I will be reading The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis and The Shadows That Listen by Louisa Carmody. For my physical books, I will be reading Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sarah Simone, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, Caught Up by Nevessa Allen, Promise Me Always by A.L. Jackson, and Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. In total, for my TBR this month, I have 8 books and then anything else I pick up along the way if I do end up binge reading anything. That is kind of it for this video. I do have a few other things planned. For sure, we're going to do a November TBR just to cover the books that I read last month, and I have a few other end of the year book related videos that I want to do. I hope you you all liked this video. I missed you all. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you usually read more during December or do you read less? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content and now and then I make lifestyle vlogs. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and happy reading. Bye!